Me again. When you go to the revenue office, or you go to get your CDL, you go to truck driving school or anything like that, they have a pamphlet that you use to look up laws and regulations. And that is the written test that they use. And I did notice when I went to trucking school that the book of laws and regulations that we were reading, and I never said anything about it, I should have. That is one thing that I do have a problem with, not speaking up when I should. So be careful of that if you ever go to trucking school. Make sure that even if they do use a different pamphlet for testing purposes, make sure when it's said and done that you get an updated pamphlet from that year to read on the laws and regulations, because they change every year. Most of the time they don't change enough for them to bother with it, so they don't change it. If there's any major regulations that are changed, then they change it. So it's just like a DUI in the 2006 handbook said that any driving activity of a commercial motor vehicle 38 hours within having a drink, basically, if you drank within 38 hours, it's an automatic DUI and a suspension of your driver's license. This is 2020. In 2019, I actually looked at the DOJ and FSCMA websites, and it is now 0.01, and they match. Or it was 0.01 in 2019. Right now, it is 0.04, if they haven't changed it again. And that's while driving. So they took within 38 hours out, and it's now DWI with anything over 0.04. It used to be 0.01. It is anything over 0.04. So if you go to get your CDL, your regular driver's license, anything like that, once you're done with the test, ask for an updated version of the pamphlet. They probably won't be too excited about giving it to you because they might not have it on hand. But I'm sure they'll, I've never tried, but I'm sure they would get you one from somewhere. So I did notice that when I was in trucking school. I was actually looking at the pamphlet, and I pointed it out to a guy next to me. I said, these are 2006. And I think at some point they actually did get another set of books in the classroom. But yes, definitely look at the copyright dates and the print dates, and it's on every pamphlet. When they copyright those and when they print those, they usually have a print and a copyright date. So check your dates, see when it's from, and if necessary, get an updated version. It's just like state and local and federal laws, they change all the time. If you go to federal websites now, some things they'll allow state by state, and some things they still regulate on a federal level. So definitely always make sure you get an updated version. I mean, I've been accused of things. I've had things come up from the past where they'll say, well, that's illegal. And you'll say, well, that wasn't illegal in 2014 or whenever it was. So definitely be cautious of that. Be wary of that, especially if you're going to trucking school. Drivers, as soon as you leave that school, if they use a 2006 or 2014, whatever year they use, get an updated copy, because really the weights don't change, like 80,000, which I believe is 32, and then 12 on the front. So those those don't, or it might even be 34 and 34 and 12 on the front. I'm pretty sure it's 34, 34 on the tandems, trailer tandems, truck tandems, and then on the front steer tires, it's 12,000 pounds. I can't say for sure. I haven't looked that up since 2019. They might have changed it in 2020. But I do know that DWI laws have changed since 2006 for sure, because the 2006 manual shows that any alcohol within 38 hours of driving a truck is DWI. 2019 showed that .01 is a DWI while driving a commercial motor vehicle, and then 2020 shows .04 for driving a commercial motor vehicle. So know your laws. Make sure you're looking at an updated version. If you're being accused of something and you're thinking that's not right, that's not illegal, look at the current laws, and then look at the laws at the time of the event that they're saying is taking place. So look, and I'm not sure how they do it with police officers, what manuals they give them, you know, but if they're handing police officers 2014 manuals and it's 2020, it's probably not the police officer's fault. So look, explain to them. You know, it's one of those things that you know, that happens. You know, I look at things now that are legal and look back and go, well, that was illegal here, and then you go, well, no, it's not. So I have to start doing research and digging around and seeing what the laws were at the time. So yeah, when you go to take your driver's test or you go to get your CDL, anything like that, word of advice, look at the copyright date on the pamphlet. If the copyright date's 2006 or whatever, and they just use it for testing purposes only, get an updated copy of the manual after testing is over. That way you can learn any particular technicalities that have changed or anything like that. So, talk to you guys later.